Chapter 14, Building and Managing Your Team. Welcome to Chapter 14 of the Guide to Short-Term Rental Management. Throughout this course, we have delved into the systems, strategies, and financial acumen required to run a successful short-term rental management business. However, even the best systems are only as effective as the people who implement and manage them. As your business grows, or even if you are aiming for peak efficiency in a smaller operation, you will likely need to build and manage a team. This chapter, Building and Managing Your Team, focuses on the essential aspects of finding the right people, equipping them for success, and ensuring smooth, accountable operations, whether they are in-house staff or external collaborators. Hiring cleaners, handymen, and inspectors. The quality of your on-the-ground team, specifically your cleaners, handymen, and inspectors, is fundamental to your service delivery. It directly impacts guest satisfaction, property upkeep, and ultimately, your reputation. The process of hiring these key personnel requires diligence and a clear understanding of the roles they play. For cleaners, as we touched upon in Chapter 4 when discussing housekeeping systems, the recruitment process is vital. You will be looking for individuals or services that are reliable, have an exceptional eye for detail, and are trustworthy, given they will have access to your clients' properties. Recruitment sources can include referrals, online job boards, local community advertising, or partnering with established cleaning companies that specialize in short-term rental turnovers. When screening candidates, particularly individuals, checking references is instrumental. The interview should assess not just cleaning experience, but also their understanding of the speed and thoroughness required for short-term rental turnovers. You will also need to decide on the employment model, whether to hire them as direct employees or engage them as independent contractors, each having its own implications for cost, control, and legal obligations. Handymen are essential for addressing both routine maintenance and unexpected repairs. The ideal handyman possesses a broad range of skills covering minor plumbing issues, basic electrical work, carpentry, painting, and general property repairs. Availability is key. You need someone who can respond relatively quickly, especially for issues affecting guest stays, and ideally, someone who can handle emergency calls. Vetting handymen for trustworthiness and skill is paramount. Always verify their experience, check references, and ensure they carry appropriate liability insurance and any licenses required in your jurisdiction for the work they perform. Inspectors play a key quality control role. Their job is to ensure that cleaning standards are met before guest arrival, conduct pre-arrival checks to confirm everything is in order, and perform post-departure inspections to identify any potential damage or missing items. This role requires an exceptional attention to detail, objectivity, and unwavering reliability. You will need to train your inspectors thoroughly on your specific property standards, what to look for during each type of inspection, and how to document their findings accurately. Some general hiring best practices apply across all these roles. Start by creating clear job descriptions that outline responsibilities, required skills, and expectations. Utilize appropriate advertising channels to reach potential candidates. Develop structured interview techniques designed to assess both skills and cultural fit with your company. Always conduct thorough reference checks. Depending on the role and local laws, background checks may also be appropriate and advisable, particularly for staff who will have unsupervised access to properties. From the very beginning of the hiring process, it is important to set clear expectations regarding performance standards, communication protocols, and adherence to company policies. Virtual assistants. Messaging, reporting, admin. In today's increasingly remote world, virtual assistants can be an invaluable asset to a short-term rental property management business, offering support with a wide range of tasks, particularly in areas like guest messaging, reporting, and general administration. A virtual assistant is essentially a remote contractor who provides administrative, technical, or creative assistance to clients from a home office or remote location. Virtual assistants can handle a multitude of tasks that are essential for smooth, short-term rental operations. One of the most common roles for virtual assistants in this industry is managing guest messaging. They can respond to initial inquiries from potential guests, handle pre-arrival and post-stay communications, often utilizing the templates and automation tools within your property management system, and provide first-line support for common guest questions during their stay. In reporting, virtual assistants can assist by compiling data for owner reports, conducting market research on competitor pricing or local events, and performing basic financial data entry into your systems. For general administrative support, virtual assistants can manage your business calendar, make minor updates to your online travel agency listings, handle email correspondence, perform various data entry tasks, conduct online research, and even assist with social media management. The benefits of using virtual assistants are numerous. They can be very cost-effective, as virtual assistants are typically independent contractors, meaning you avoid payroll taxes, benefits, and other employee-related overheads. Their hourly rates can also be competitive, especially if you hire virtual assistants from regions with a lower cost of living. Virtual assistants offer flexibility and scalability. You can often engage them for a specific number of hours per week or month, easily scaling their involvement up or down as your business needs change. They can also provide access to specialized skills that you might not need on a full-time basis. Furthermore, by hiring virtual assistants in different time zones, you can potentially offer extended hours of guest support, even approaching 24/7 coverage. When it comes to finding and hiring virtual assistants, popular platforms like Upwork or Fiverr list many freelancers with relevant experience. There are also specialized agencies that focus on providing virtual assistants specifically for the property management or real estate industries. When hiring, it is important to define the tasks you need assistance with very clearly. Thoroughly vet candidates for their communication skills, both written and verbal, reliability, attention to detail, and any specific software proficiency you require. Pay close attention to time zone considerations to ensure their working hours align with your needs. It is often wise to start with a trial period or a small project to assess their fit before committing to a longer-term engagement. Effective management of virtual assistants involves maintaining clear and consistent communication, providing them with the necessary tools, software access, ensuring security protocols are in place, and training. Set clear expectations and key performance indicators for their work, and schedule regular check-ins to provide feedback and address any questions. Staff training manuals and standard operating procedures. Whether your team consists of direct employees or contracted virtual assistants and field staff, achieving consistency in service quality, operational procedures, and brand representation is paramount. This is where meticulously developed staff training manuals and standard operating procedures become indispensable tools. Standardization is key to ensuring that every guest receives the same high level of service and that all operational tasks are performed efficiently and correctly, regardless of which team member is performing them. Staff training manuals serve as comprehensive guides for your team members. The content of these manuals should cover a wide range of topics, including your company's mission, vision, and core values, clearly defined roles and responsibilities for each position, establish communication protocols, both for internal team communication and for interactions with guests and property owners, detailed safety procedures and emergency protocols, instructions on how to use any company software or tools, like your property management system or scheduling apps, and specific instructions for performing key tasks related to their role. The format of these manuals should be user-friendly. Digital formats are generally preferred as they are easily updatable and accessible to your team from anywhere. Consider incorporating visuals, checklists, and even short video tutorials to make the training material more engaging and easier to understand. You will likely need to develop training manuals tailored to different roles within your organization, such as specific manuals for cleaners, maintenance personnel, guest service virtual assistants, and property inspectors, each focusing on the unique aspects of their responsibilities. Standard operating procedures are even more granular than training manuals. A standard operating procedure provides step-by-step instructions for performing specific, routine operational tasks. The goal of a standard operating procedure is to ensure that essential tasks are performed consistently and correctly every single time. Examples of standard operating procedures relevant to short-term rental management are numerous. A detailed check-in procedure, even for contactless check-ins. The comprehensive turnover cleaning process for a property, where your detailed cleaning checklist itself can form the core of a standard operating procedure. The procedure for handling a new maintenance request from intake to resolution. A script or guide for responding to common guest complaints. The steps involved in processing a new booking, or the process for preparing and distributing monthly owner statements. The benefits of implementing robust standard operating procedures are significant. They help to reduce errors by providing clear guidance. They improve efficiency by outlining the most effective way to perform tasks. They ensure consistency in your service delivery, which is vital for guest satisfaction and brand reputation. Standard operating procedures also greatly facilitate the training of new team members, getting them up to speed quickly. And they empower your staff by giving them the knowledge and confidence to perform their duties effectively. The development and maintenance of standard operating procedures should ideally be a collaborative process. Involve your experienced staff members in creating them, as they often have valuable insights into best practices. Furthermore, standard operating procedures should not be static documents. They need to be regularly reviewed and updated as your business evolves, new technologies are adopted, or better methods are identified. Scheduling and accountability. Effective scheduling of your team and robust accountability mechanisms are fundamental for ensuring that all necessary tasks are completed on time and to the required standard, especially in the often unpredictable and fast-paced environment of short-term rental management. The challenges of scheduling in this industry are well known. You're dealing with variable guest demand, the possibility of last-minute bookings, or unexpected cancellations requiring rapid adjustments, and the need to coordinate multiple types of staff, such as cleaners and maintenance personnel, across a portfolio of potentially geographically dispersed properties. Several tools can assist with scheduling. As discussed in Chapter 8, many property management systems include scheduling modules specifically designed for tasks like assigning cleaning turnovers or creating maintenance work orders. For more complex team scheduling needs or managing employee shifts, dedicated scheduling software can offer more advanced features. Even simple shared calendars can be effective for smaller teams, provided they are kept meticulously up to date. The key features to look for in scheduling tools include real-time visibility into schedules and task status for both managers and staff, mobile access for field teams, automated notifications and reminders for assigned tasks, the ability to assign and reassign tasks easily, and features for tracking staff availability. Alongside efficient scheduling, establishing clear accountability mechanisms is essential. This starts with clear task assignment, ensuring every team member knows exactly what they are responsible for and when it needs to be done. Implementing completion reporting processes is also vital. For instance, cleaners might be required to submit a completed digital checklist, perhaps with supporting photos, once they have finished a turnover. Inspections and quality checks, as detailed in Chapter 4, serve as a direct way of verifying that work has been completed to your standards. Setting clear performance metrics or key performance indicators can also foster accountability. Examples could include metrics like on-time cleaning completion rates, guest review scores specifically related to cleanliness or maintenance response times, or average task resolution times for maintenance issues. Providing regular feedback and conducting performance reviews with your team members helps reinforce expectations and address any performance gaps. For hourly staff, accurate time tracking systems may also be necessary for payroll and for understanding labor costs per task or property. Crucially, ensure there are clear communication channels in place for staff to report any issues with their schedule, request changes, or alert you to any problems they encounter while performing their tasks. Payroll and vendor payments. The final key piece of managing your team and your external collaborators involves ensuring that everyone is paid accurately and on time, whether it is through payroll for your direct employees or via vendor payments for your independent contractors and suppliers. This aspect of business management demands precision, compliance with legal requirements, and robust financial controls. If you have direct employees, managing payroll involves several key responsibilities and compliance requirements. You will need to handle tax withholding correctly, which includes federal and state income taxes, Social Security and Medicare taxes, and any local payroll taxes. You will also be responsible for paying employer contributions for things like federal and state unemployment insurance. Workers' compensation insurance is almost universally required for businesses with employees, providing coverage for medical expenses and lost wages if an employee is injured on the job. You must also ensure strict adherence to all applicable wage and hour laws, including minimum wage requirements and rules regarding overtime pay for non-exempt employees. Given the complexities involved, most businesses find it highly beneficial to use payroll systems or services. Software like Gusto or ADP or dedicated payroll service providers can automate payroll calculations, handle tax filings and deposits, and facilitate direct deposit payments to your employees, significantly reducing the administrative burden and risk of errors. Meticulous record-keeping for all payroll activities is, of course, essential. For your independent contractors, like freelance cleaners, handymen, or virtual assistants and other suppliers, you will be managing vendor payments. This process begins with collecting clear and itemized invoices from your vendors. Before making payment, you need to verify the work performed or the receipt of goods, typically by matching the invoice to a corresponding work order, service agreement, or delivery slip. It is important to adhere to the agreed-upon payment terms with your vendors, for example, net 30 days, to maintain good working relationships. There are various payment methods available, including ACH electronic transfers, traditional checks, though these are becoming less common, or online payment platforms. All vendor expenses must be accurately tracked and, where appropriate, allocated to specific properties or owners within your accounting system for accurate financial reporting. In the United States, be aware of your obligation to issue IRS Form 1099 NEC to any unincorporated independent contractors to whom you have paid $600 or more for services during a calendar year. Regardless of whether you are processing payroll or vendor payments, implementing strong financial controls is vital. This includes having clear processes for approving invoices and authorizing payments to prevent errors or potential fraud. Your accounting software and potentially specialized bill payment platforms can help optimize these processes. Ultimately, timeliness and accuracy in all your payroll and vendor payment activities are necessary for maintaining good relationships with your valued staff and trusted vendors, and for ensuring the overall financial integrity of your property management business. This concludes Chapter 14. We have covered the essentials of building your team, from hiring on-the-ground staff and virtual assistants to the importance of training manuals and standard operating procedures, effective scheduling and accountability, and finally, the necessary processes for managing payroll and vendor payments. In Chapter 15, we will explore how to grow your client base through branding, marketing, and owner acquisition.